Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Stacy, and it's good to be here on YouTube. First of all, I just want to let you know that I am indeed wearing a shirt. I know it's a little bit hard to see. It's kind of cute, so I thought you should see it. Anyways, so today I wanted to show you guys how I do a quick bronzy, glowy summer makeup look that also lasts the whole day through sweat, humidity, heat, you name it. So yeah, if you want to see how I got this look and how I make my makeup last through those hot summer days, then just keep on watching. So for our go-to summer makeup look, we're gonna start off with a tinted moisturizer. I usually like to start off with a tinted moisturizer because it's more lightweight in the summer and you kind of want to go for that vibe because it's just you're sweating, it's hot, humid, you know, and you want to let your skin breathe. So I have recently bought the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop skin tint. That's what I'm going to be using today. So you want to shake it up. Then for this, I just like to apply it. Like I literally just squeeze it all over my face. I don't know if that's the most sanitary way, but since no one else is using this, because I'm not a makeup artist, so should be fine. The color is a little bit light for me right now because I didn't take into account that I think I've gotten a little darker since quarantine ended, because we can actually like go outside now. I literally just take this, I rub it everywhere with my hands first. I use my hands first because I think it keeps the, okay, yeah, I literally look crazy right now, but you just gotta trust the process. I think it's hilarious that like right now I literally look like I don't know how to do makeup at all. All right, so then I take my beauty sponge and you just want to press it all over everywhere to get everything, like all of the little marks out. So I start off with my fingers because I feel like that keeps the most coverage for really sheer beauty products. The sponge definitely absorbs a lot, so like to maintain some of the coverage, I use my fingers first, and then I just kind of use the beauty blender to even everything out at like over on top of it. So now that we have everything blended out, it looks like this. You want to go in with the concealer. The trick to using a light coverage foundation is to spot conceal. So that way you're getting the coverage that you want while still keeping it mostly lightweight on your face, since you're not covering your whole face. Okay, so now that we've done our concealer, I'm gonna move on to brows. So I feel like in the summer, I just kind of want to do a quick brow, and I feel like the sculpted brow look isn't necessarily in right now. It's more like the natural brow look. So the fastest way to get your brows done would be to use a tinted brow gel. So today I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever Aqua Resist Brow Fixer in the shade Soft Brown. I really like this one because it has a tiny wand. It's literally so tiny. And then you just kind of brush it through your brows. I don't know if you can see the difference, but this brow is done and then this brow isn't done yet. I mean, it's very subtle, but you can tell that it's like it has more color and it's more brushed. And now we do the other brow. I like to brush through the ends first, since that's where you want the most product, since you want like the tail end to be the darkest. And once you get most of the product off of the brush, start moving towards the middle and then the front of your eyebrow, because you never want the front to be too dark, because then it just like actually looks like you drew them, or they can start to look like block brows. So those are my brows, and that was super quick. So another thing that I think is super in for summer is a really quick eyeshadow look. So like just something where you can get it right out the door, but also something that's long lasting. One of my favorite one and done eyeshadows that's also really long lasting is the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick. This is in the shade Metallic Taupe. This stick is super convenient because you can just like you literally just draw it over your eye in the general shape that you want. Then take a fluffy brush and just kind of blend the edge so that it's like diffused properly. And literally there you go. That was like so fast. But it's like very natural and pretty, and it helps make your eyelids look glossy. I'm gonna do the other eye. And I really like this shade in particular because it's like the perfect kind of bronzy color, but it's not too warm and not too gold, not too orange or yellow. It's relatively like neutral bronze. I feel like bronze always looks good, particularly in the summer, because you just want that overall like bronzed glow. And literally it's just so fast. See, it's all done. Then you have eyes that are like glossy. So that's why I really like these caviar sticks. And also they come in so many colors, so you have a lot of options to choose from. I recommend this metallic taupe color. And the other thing I really like about the caviar sticks is that they're the type that it's a cream eyeshadow that dries down. Basically, once it dries down, it's gonna be budge proof and it won't crease. And it lasts the whole day. So I really recommend those. And now we're just gonna do some mascara. Right now I'm just gonna use the Glossier Lash Slick. And so far this is my favorite natural mascara. Just because it's both natural, but it definitely has an effect. And I find that it doesn't smudge, which I feel like is pretty hard for a not waterproof mascara. So there you go. You can see the difference. So now I'm gonna go off camera and do my other eye, and then I'll be back. All right, so for our next step, we're gonna contour because we wanna look snatched. I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Matchsticks in the shade Amber. Looks like this. This is how I contour. Basically, you wanna draw a line that's slightly above where your cheekbone is, as in you want the bottom of the line to be the line where your actual cheekbone is, if that makes sense. And then it depends on your face shape, like where you want to draw the lines. But for me, like obviously I want the cheekbone. And then I also want to contour right here because my face is really wide at my temples. But see, I don't contour as much over here because my forehead is really narrow here. Like my forehead's actually pretty pointy. So I actually don't really have much space to contour here. And then I kind of contour the top part, like only this top part, to kind of like shorten my forehead a little. And then do the same thing on this side, and then draw it here, also the jawline. So I just like literally draw. This is to get rid of the double chin. And then also we want to contour our nose. So for me, I kind of just start at the spot where my eyebrow meets my nose bridge that's non-existent here. So then I create one and just like follow the contour of your nose and then draw a line straight down, but make sure it goes in a little more than your actual nose bridge to make it like really snatched. Then I do the same on the other side. And also I want to shorten my nose a little, so I draw at the bottom of my nose as well. But yeah, so the main thing is in between your eyes, like kind of like where your nose meets your eyes. I mean, especially for Asian faces, because we kind of lack a nose bridge like here. And then you want to bring the nose bridge in all the way down. And do the same on this side. So now I look crazy, but this is what it's supposed to look like at this stage. And then I take my e.l.f. blending brush and I start blending. Just kind of blend it. And I like to blend in tapping motions, kind of. like I'm pushing it in while also moving it a tiny bit, so as not to disrupt any like foundation or anything. And you want to blend upward, especially for the cheekbone, because if you blend downward, it's going to bring your whole face down, whereas you want the lifted cheekbone look, so you want to blend up. But if you do bring it too low, you can always take your beauty blender and kind of like re-clean the lines up. So this is if you want to do like a very basic contour, because I'm definitely not a pro. And also I feel like this method is the most natural. So yeah, it's not super defined, but it definitely like helped define my whole face and make it more structured. So now we're gonna move on to blush, and I have a tip for this. So I'm gonna use Patrick Ta's She's So LA, which is this color. This color right here. It's a perfect bronzy color for summer, and it might look intimidating in the pan because you might be thinking like, what kind of blush color is this? But it actually ends up looking super bronzy, like a natural rosy bronze glow. It's really pretty. And I highly recommend this blush if you are kind of scared of blush and you don't want like those bright pops of color on your cheek. You want something a little more natural, subdued. I really recommend going for kind of like brown toned blushes like these. My recommendation to make your blush last the longest it possibly can would be to use a cream blush and then a powder blush on top, because that essentially sets your cream blush. So then it will literally just last the whole day if you're like really worried about your blush fading, especially through the summer heat and sweat and humidity and all that. So these Patrick Ta duos are perfect for that because they literally come with a cream and a powder. So I'm gonna start with the cream. And actually in these duos, he says you can use them either way. Like you can start with the powder or the cream, but I think to make it the most long lasting, you'd want to start with the cream first. So that's to like get base down. And I love the formula of this. It's very sheer, but buildable. So I feel like it's perfect because you'll kind of like never go wrong. Because it starts off like very light, but then you can always build it to pretty pigmented, which is kind of like how you always want your blush to go, I feel like. But yeah, you see how that blush color is like the perfect neutral rosy color? And it like barely looks like I'm wearing blush, but definitely added something to my face. I'm gonna add a little more because I love blush. And I like to bring it all the way up to my temples. But again, that's just because I love blush, so I kind of like putting it in the most areas that I possibly can on my face. And I think it looks the most natural in a way because, you know, when the sun hits your face, it's not going to hit it just like at the apples of your cheeks or like just at the tips of your cheekbones. It's going to kind of like hit the whole perimeter and also your nose a little bit, but I'm not super into the nose blush. I know it's like really popular right now. Like I do it occasionally, but generally I don't, so I'm just going to stick to the sides of my face. And I feel like it also helps me look more lifted and sculpted when I bring it kind of like up to the cheekbones and up to the temples. All right, now we're looking a little bit dewy. That's okay because it's kind of part of this whole summer glam look. So now I'm taking the powder and we're essentially going to set our blush. This is the natural dew, and then this kind of toned it down a little. It kind of brought it back, but it by no means took away the glow. Now we're starting to look a little bit sunburnt, but that's also kind of the vibe. If you ever want to kind of bring back the blush a little bit, you just take your beauty blender that still has a little bit of leftover product on it, and you just kind of like pat over just a little bit. And I feel like it automatically just made it like so much more natural. And also I kind of want to clean up the contour line a bit. So just like run it through right there. And I cleaned it up here too. And there, it looks so natural now. Anyway, that's my perfect tip for making your blush the most long-lasting blush possible. So this part kind of depends on your skin type, but I feel like during the summer, everyone gets at least slightly oilier just because of the heat and the humidity. So I have a normal to slightly oily skin type. I get oily in my T-zone, so I definitely have to use powder. I'm using the La Mer powder today. So I take my brush and then I tap off all the excess. And then I only powder my T-zone pretty much. So I powder right next to my nose and under my eyes so my concealer doesn't crease, and down the sides of my mouth, under my nose. Then I do the same to the other side. And then I also powder in between my eyebrows a teeny bit and a little bit at the middle of my forehead. I leave the rest of my face unpowdered, so that way it's still glowy when we turn to the side and it still looks super natural. But yet it doesn't look crazy glowy, especially for those of us who struggle a little bit with oil. But yeah, depending on your skin type, you would either powder more or less than what I'm doing. But I feel like this is the way to maintain that glowy, dewy look while still controlling the oils in the specific places that you want. So you see, we can have dew while also powdering. And I feel like that looks the best. So now we're gonna line our lips first. I like to overline my lips a little. So I kind of I follow my lip line for most of it except over the Cupid's bow to make it look a little bit more rounded and cute. Basically for my lip shape, I kind of like to overline the center part and the center part on the bottom, but everything else, since my corners of my mouth are really tiny, I like to keep it precise over there. And also take my finger to blend out a little bit because I like the blurred lip look. I feel like it makes your lips look fuller while also looking natural at the same time. Then I'm going to take my lipstick in Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk. It's one of my go-to lipsticks. And then, because it's summer, it wouldn't be summer vibes without a glossy lip. So I'm going to take the Romand Juicy Lasting Tint. This is in the shade Mold Peach. So yeah, I find that layering my lipsticks like this makes it last longer. And also using a lip liner makes your lipsticks last long as well. And so then we have this glossy natural lip with this bronzy, glowy skin. Not too glowy because we powdered a little bit. During the summer, you definitely want to set everything in place with a long-lasting setting spray. So I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter. It's a cult favorite. I want to shake it a little bit. Then I kind of fan myself. And there you go. The perfect bronzy, glowy, natural summer look. It's also really fast and simple, but also makes you look super put together and like you tried. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time in my next video. Bye!